Right now, you are the only version of you that has ever existed. Not the best version, not the first draft, the only one. In the entire history of the universe, 14 billion years of stars being born and dying, of every single human who has ever lived and breathed and died, there has never been another you, and there never will be again. That sounds like something you'd put on a poster. A nice thing to say, but it isn't poetry, it's math. And once you actually see the numbers, you can't unsee them. Because the truth is, you almost didn't happen. In fact, by every law of probability, you shouldn't be here at all. Let me show you exactly how impossible you are. Start with your parents. Just those two people. The night you were conceived, your father's body released around 250 million cells, and exactly one of them reached the egg first. One. If a different one had won that race, and there were 250 million of them, a different person would be sitting where you are right now, not your sibling. A stranger wearing your name. And it goes deeper. Your mother and father together could have produced something like 70 trillion genetically different children. 70 trillion possible people. Each one a different combination. Each one with a different face, a different laugh, a different way of seeing the world. Out of all 70 trillion of them, the universe rolled the dice once, and it landed on you. Change the timing of that single moment by even a few seconds, and you are gone. A different egg, a different cell, a different child. You are not just unlikely. You are the result of a coin landing on its edge, and then staying there. And try to actually feel how big 70 trillion is. If every possible version of you were a single grain of sand, you would not have a handful. You would not have a beach. You would have enough sand to bury entire cities, and somewhere in all of it, one single grain is the real you. The universe reached into all of that, blind, and pulled out exactly one. You're not improbable, you're impossible, and you happened anyway. But that's just your parents. That's one roll of the dice. Now go backward. For you to exist, your mother and father had to meet, which means their parents had to meet, and their parents, and theirs. Go back 10 generations, and you have over 1,000 people who all had to find each other at exactly the right moment. Go back further, past kings and peasants, past people whose names are gone forever, past the first humans who ever lit a fire in the dark, and keep going, past humans entirely, back to the small, frightened mammals hiding from dinosaurs, back to the first thing that ever crawled out of the ocean and took a breath of air, back almost 4 billion years. To a single living cell floating in a warm sea. Every single one of them, every ancestor in that chain, billions of years long, survived. Each one lived long enough to reproduce. Not one of them died as a child. Not one starved before having young. Not one was eaten on the wrong night, or froze in the wrong winter, or simply never found a mate. Picture just one of them, a single person, thousands of years ago, walking home in the dark. They have no idea you exist. They never will. But if a predator had been waiting behind the wrong tree that night, if they had turned left instead of right, every single generation that follows them is erased, all the way down to you. Your entire existence depended on a stranger you'll never meet surviving an ordinary night they've long forgotten. Now multiply that by billions of nights, billions of people, billions of years. Not one of them broke. Because if a single one had, every generation after it vanishes, including you. Think about what that means. You are standing at the end of an unbroken chain, 4 billion years long. You are the living edge of a story that has been told without a single mistake since life began. You are the punchline of a joke the universe has been setting up for 4 billion years. And here's where it gets strange, because everything I've told you so far is only about your body. The thing that actually makes you you, the part reading these words right now, that part hasn't even entered the story yet, and it's the part that breaks the math completely. Here's the proof. Identical twins share the exact same DNA, the same genetic code, down to the letter. By the logic of biology, they should be the same person. And they're not. They have different favorite foods, different fears. They fall in love with different people. They become strangers in the same body. Why? Because the moment you were born, your brain started recording. And it never stopped. Every face you ever saw, every word anyone ever said to you, the first time someone made you feel small, the first time someone made you feel safe, a song you heard on a specific afternoon that you'll never fully forget, a smell that throws you back 20 years in an instant. Every one of those moments physically carved a path into your brain, a wrinkle, a connection, a road. And no one else has ever walked those exact roads. No one else has your map. Your DNA built the house, but your life, every single thing that has ever happened to you, decided who lives inside it. And that person has never existed before. In anyone, anywhere. You are not a copy of your parents. You're not a copy of anyone. You are the only mind that has ever run on the exact set of memories you're carrying right now. And here's the quiet, almost unbelievable part. No one else can ever fully reach it. Nobody will ever stand inside your head and feel what it's like to be you. To see the specific shade of a color the way you see it. To hear your own voice narrating your thoughts. To carry the private weight of everything you've never told anyone. The most complete record of your existence is locked inside one skull. And when that skull is gone, the only copy goes with it. You are, in the most literal way possible, the sole witness to your own life. Now here's the part almost nobody stops to think about. We treat the word unique like it only points backward, like it's about everyone who came before, but it points forward too. The exact combination that is, you will never assemble again. Not tomorrow, not in 1,000 years, not in 1 trillion. When you are gone, the specific way you see the world goes with you. Your exact sense of humor, the precise way you love the people you love, the particular way your mind connects two ideas no one else would ever connect. That door doesn't stay open. It closes, and it never opens again. The universe is running an experiment with you, and it only runs it once. There is no second attempt, no backup, no reprint. You are not the rough draft of someone better who comes later. You are the only edition that will ever be printed. So if all of this is true, if you are genuinely the rarest thing in the known universe, why doesn't it feel that way? Why does being you feel so ordinary? Because you've never been anyone else. You have nothing to compare it to. You've been trapped inside this one impossible perspective your entire life. So it feels normal. The way a fish doesn't notice water. The rarest event in 14 billion years feels boring to the one person living it. That's the trick. That's why you forget. But stop, just for a second, and notice what's actually happening right now. A temporary arrangement of atoms, pulled together from dead stars, shaped by 4 billion years of survival, carrying a mind that has never existed before and never will again, is sitting here, wondering why it exists. The universe built something that can look back at the universe and ask a question, and that something is you. The odds against you were so enormous, they round down to 0. By every number we have, you should not be here. And yet, here you are, reading this. Existing anyway. You were taught to see yourself as one of 8 billion, a face in a crowd, replaceable, average, forgettable. But the math says the exact opposite. You are a one-time event, a single, unrepeatable flash of awareness that the universe will never produce again, no matter how long it runs. But if that's true, if you really are a one-time event, then it forces a much heavier question, one we've been avoiding this whole time. What happens to that event when it ends? Where does the only you that will ever exist actually go? The moment it stops? Because something this impossible to create can't just disappear. Or can it? That's the next video. And if this just changed the way you look at yourself, subscribe. Because this entire channel is about the things you were taught to see one single way, that were always, quietly, so much more.